What's up? We're back. Yesterday's video, for some reason, didn't upload to YouTube. So I'm going to, this is where we left off. This is where yesterday's video left us off at. We're going to come back in. I'm just going to splice both of these together and make it all one long video. So here we go. Back to non-metal metallic. Try this again. Hey, hi, what's up? All right, this is the final week. Today's Monday. No more pre-recorded stuff. I'm back to actually making videos the day I post them. So we've got to get Infinity done. I'm working on Infinity. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more models to go. Maximus is almost done. I finished his head, finished his face. I finished the silver non-metal metallic. We got to airbrush the shield. I'm going to airbrush the shield to make it easy on me because it's just going to be a cool glowing blue shield. We finished this guy. This guy is done. He turned out magnificent. Very happy with him. I'm gonna stab myself now with this paintbrush, but everybody else is kind of like scattered across different phases. So what I'm gonna do, now I'm gonna talk everybody. We gotta get out of the way. So I'm just gonna do it. Let me show you my palette. All right, black. A black. It's got a little bit of blue mixed in. It's not Tenebris this time. It's Scale Color. It's green gray. So there's green mixed into it actually. Titanium white. This is violet gray, and then that one's pearl gray. So a white, a black, a light gray, and a normal gray. We're gonna do this fast and hard, baby. There's my coffee cup. Almost done with this coffee cup. There's been some delays in my Monster Friend stuff, so I haven't gotten it yet. But one. All right, so I have, if you will notice, our sensors are showing. That's a deep cut reference if anybody, whoops, I'm getting paint everywhere. So this is very watered down. And I want it to flow into the cracks, right? So I've already kind of done that. These other parts are gonna be blue, so I don't wanna get too crazy. So anything that's gonna be metal, and I'm just letting it run, and then this top part, I let it kind of pool, because we're gonna put a bunch of layers on top of it. And I've done the front, but I wanted to show you this gun, because I thought, hey, I should actually record. So it's hard for me to paint. So see how it's almost like wash consistency? Certainly glaze consistency here, because we don't want to totally wipe out the zenithal. And I'm just getting it on here. There we go. I get a little bit more of actual paint on the brush. And we want this to get into the cracks, but we don't want it to be like a solid base coat, because this gun is going to be a metallic. I've gotten pretty good at painting this janky. It's not going to win any awards, but I think it looks good for tabletop, and that's what our goal is. The inside of these pauldrons are silver, but the outside is blue. So I'm going to get a little bit more water and get this back into wash consistency and hit this. I don't want to get it on the skin though. I got my air compressor going, of course. And see, we're just washing this into the cracks, and we're trying to keep this off the white because that's going to be blue. Boom. Where else are we at? This is going to be blue, so I'm just going to let that be blue. I'm not going to mess with it. That's all going to be leather in there. I think everything else is going to be blue. And then this backpack thing is, I'll probably try to speed paint, like literally speed paint the backpack thing, because I don't know. It looks like this is some kind of exhaust. So let's just hit the tip real quick. I'm just pulling this down so the pigment settles at the bottom of it, because I think we might be able to get away with a speed paint on that and not have to treat it like actual non-metal metallic from the looks of the box art. But I do want like carbon buildup, and that's what that's gonna signify. So I'm gonna go through, I'm gonna hit all of it with this black, all of the remaining models with this black, and get everything to this level. Okay, so all these blacks, and even like you can see here on this leg how like it's almost like, it's not done, but there's degrees in shading there. And like this guy back here, how there's already or actually not him, I've already started working on this guy, but like the guns, you see how this gun is darker than that gun? All of that, like the changes in color, it's still just that Scale Color green gray. The top back here is thicker and more opaque, and then down here was more of a wash. And I'm still getting that much difference, like on even on this one right here. Like the gun in her hand is still the same paint as this bazooka on her back. And that's why this scale color paint is so good, because just with water, you can get completely different colors, completely different tones. You can keep it thick and you can blend, you can glaze, you can wash with it, and it's so pigmented and such high quality that it doesn't break down. So that saves me a ton of time, because with just that one paint and a little bit of water, I've done a lot of work already. So now we're gonna move into the next step in the non-metal metallic, which is that light gray. Okay, back to our original person here. So this bazooka is actually pretty bright, right? So I'm just gonna pull this down just like I did the other one. I start lighter just so I know what I'm working with here. And now I'll come in, I'm gonna start up here, and you can see that this is like a glaze consistency, but we're just coming in right on top. And this tip is pretty bright, so straight. I'm gonna keep the whole dark. And this doesn't have to be perfect yet, because we're still gonna put at least one more, maybe two more layers of paint on it. So there's that. Let's hit the edge of this right in here. And while I'm doing this, my goal with Maximus, I wanted to paint Maximus like the best. Maximus is like the best model I've ever painted. It's white. The white was crazy. I can't, like, the white looks so much better in person, and I can't get it to record because my camera's just not that good with like macro, I guess, because I'm using my cell phone. But Maximus is insane, right? I spent a ton of time on him. Just not gonna do that for all these models. But the rest of these models, I still want to improve as a painter. So for me, my goal for the remainder of these isn't like practice. I mean, I do want to practice this new non-metal metallic thing I've been trying to figure out, that I started with the big guy. But for me, the goal for the rest of these is to brush control, like to never make a mistake of where my brush is actually going, and to only put my brush where I want it to go, but still going fast. So I'm trying to make sure I'm going like faster than I usually paint, just to speed it up. But I'm also trying to make sure, and this is actually a little bit darker, so we're gonna come back to that because I've got the perfect consistency to hit this now. So my goal has been on the rest of these, well, I mean, I'm still painting them good, but they only need to be like tabletop level. And my goal for the rest of these is to not put my brush anywhere I don't want it to go, which is a hard, and paint fast, which is a hard challenge for me. But I really want to lock in brush control, because like if you have brush control and you understand how the paints that you're using work consistency wise, and can do what you want with them consistently, like you know how to thin them down, you know how to keep them thick, you know how they blend and things like that. Like that's learning the materials. But if you have brush control, you can pretty much paint however you want to paint, and it just comes down to time. So I want to get my brush control spot on. And like I said, this is gonna be pretty bright, so we're gonna come back to that for sure. That's gonna be blue. If this is streaky, and that's okay, because the streaks are gonna make it seem like it's kind of shiny-ish. So we'll settle that for now. This back part, it is darker, and it has more of like that gunmetal effect. So there's a bunch of water on my brush right now, and just down here, I'm just pulling this out more. And then check it, this is very watery now. We're just gonna glaze it and let it collect on the top here. And let me hit this now that I've got a true glaze consistency. Can get a little bit closer into there. All right, cool. So now we'll let that ride. Come over to this gun. So again, this is checking where how I want this gun to look. And now we can just kind of glaze in. Actually, I need a little bit more paint, actual paint on the brush. And so now we're still pretty wet, and this is still definitely glaze consistency. But now we can hit these hard edges on this thing. Am I in focus? Hopefully I am. And you can see how fast it's already kind of coming together for us. Just with the two colors, because of how good the scale color is. With just thinning it or not thinning it. So boom. All right, and hit this one more time to smooth out this transition. And like, I think this underside, I don't know if I'll even actually hit this underside too many more times, because that thing's looking good. And then right here, again, I'm probably gonna hit this back piece with this silverish speed paint, because I don't think it actually has to be metal. At the middle of these, quick. Come back over here, as now that we're drying, we can do a little bit more. All right, cool. So there you go. So now I'm gonna go through. I'm gonna do that step with everybody. All right, so again, just those two colors, varying consistencies, and you can see across all these models just how much like work we're able to put in just from the consistency. Like if like that gun, and I'm just kind of glazing and blending and layering all at the same time. This guy's pants right here. Can we focus? Come on, focus. His pants and like this robe. I spent a ton of time on the robe, working it through. And again, this is only the second color. Over here, I just am glazing, you know, guy in the back. This guy, boom, you know, we're getting, oh yeah, this one I wanted to show you. So here you can really see like how much work we put in just by thinning our paints out. And again, this is all just very early non-metal metallic, four steps to it pretty much. And like this guy with the pants back here, this is his box art. You know, his box art has a little bit of blue to it. And obviously the box art, they spent more than an afternoon painting him, and we're still pretty close. So I'm pretty happy with the result so far. Probably gotta take a break for now and come back in tonight. But once I get all this non-metal metallic done, and it's really just piping in some colors, it's gonna feel a lot better by the end of today. I'm actually finishing by Friday. All right, so I've made a decision on this Army Painter wet palette, and that decision is that I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know, these are all like, we're coming up on 24 hours. I don't know, maybe I do like it. What I definitely don't like about it is this plastic thing is so deep that it touches the paints. Like it sits on top of the paint. So every time, I did a bad job that time, but every time I open it back up, I've got to wipe the paint off of it. So it causes the paints to mix and you just get a big mess. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong there, but I don't know. Let's stop talking and get into painting. So this, I should probably mix a little bit of this in over here, but I don't really want to do that because it's going to make it take forever. But on this specific model, I want to test it real quick. So, cause he has these greaves, and we're trying to match, get close to the box art. Mine's a little bit brighter. And I'll probably have to do some glazes in the middle just to bring it back down. But again, it's not going to be a one-to-one copy because that was a professional's paint job. And that's what I'm just telling myself. I'm just doing my best. So I'm going through edge highlighting, and I'm trying to have these big steps in color so that I don't have to spend all Like I still want it to look nice, but I just don't want to have to spend a ton of time on it, because we're coming down to the last bit. So just hitting these. I've already kind of mapped out where the light is on them, and just kind of glazing them, you know. Coming back in here in the edges. And this is, we're still gonna do like a pass of white on this. So this thing of this is kind of like a thick edge highlight. And on this guy specifically, I'm going to glaze in over the top of it to matte it, or not matte it, but to darken it back down. And then just hit a little bit. This little cloak thing he's wearing is not metal, it's just gray. But that's pretty much what we're painting anyway. So I'm just hitting, this will probably be the final highlight I do on this little pattern here. And I'm just being careful to only hit the raised edges of that pattern. And you can see like, that was difficult painting that pattern specifically. I've already done quite a bit of highlighting on it. So now, like all these models over here are different models, but I'm just painting through all the stages in the same time. So yesterday, it took me about 3 hours to do all the non-metal metallic on all of them, but they're all to this level here where now I spent a ton of time with the gray and like glazing it pretty much, like on this leg, so that now I'm just coming back in with this highlight color. I'm highlighting, I'll do a little bit of glazing this highlight on, and then I'll really just come back in on all of them and do like a final pass of the extreme highlights, and those will just be like little dots of white in a couple of places, and it's gonna look really good. Or at least I think it looks pretty good, especially for tabletop. And then once I think like these models still look pretty unfinished just because of how, like I gotta put the color in. A lot of this guy is just gray though, but he's gonna have some blues and some, I think this guy's orange too. And those will be very quick to do, I hope. A lot of these models have blue. So I'm gonna do a final pass. Something exciting happened. Oh, I received my Monster Friends box or envelope. It shipped in a FedEx Bubble Maker via UPS, which I think is why the tracking had some issues, because sometimes, I know from experience, because I've tried to get away with doing that in the past, sometimes UPS doesn't like that. But everything came. I had a couple of breaks. I mean, that's just like, that's to be expected. Nothing crazy. I'll be able to fix it, you know. More concerning, I'm missing some parts, but I've already reached out. Their customer support has been great, so I don't have any doubt in my mind that they will fix it. And I just told them, like, I don't want, like, I want to buy more models, so can I just put another order in and then you guys throw in the stuff missing from my last order? And I haven't heard back yet because this like just happened, but I think that's pretty fair, because like I said, I know they're just starting out, and when fulfillment sucks, like I've been on that, I've been on the side of that where you start it, you launch it, and you think like the hardest part is launching it, and then orders come in and you're super stoked, and then you realize like just how hard it is to actually fulfill a bunch of orders when they all come in at once. So I know how that goes, trying to, like, I think if you order from them and something does arrive broken, they're offering like discounts and stuff, but I don't want to take a discount when I'm trying to support. And obviously I can't start painting it anyway, so I got time. So I don't know. Hopefully I hear back from him. But once I hear back from him and I know like everything's gonna be good, I'll do a proper unboxing video, because the models themselves, they're 3D printed, but these are the best 3D printed models I've ever seen. And I've done a lot of 3D printing, and like if I didn't know, like you can, some of them are hollow, like the big guy's hollow, so you can flip them upside down and you can see the drainage hole. But if it wasn't for that, like I wouldn't know they're 3D printed. They are, there's no, I just gave them a quick look through. And again, when I do the actual unboxing video, I'll definitely look at them more in depth. But there's seriously no layer lines, at least not that I can see. There is a couple of like support marks on like the back side of them, which I'll sand off, no problem. But it's crazy how good these prints are. Like it's almost blowing my mind. And like this guy's looking so good. Like again, this metal here, this is all just the grays. Like I did all those colors there. I'm really starting to get good with this, like fast, or at least I think I'm really starting to get good with this fast non-metal metallic method. And then this guy is just looking sick, but that's what it is. So I did a ton of work with our black and the first like layer. So you can see here, like this was only the black and that first gray, but I spent a lot of time with the glazes on it. So now I'm coming back in with this highlight, and I really don't have to spend a ton of time. Like this I want to be pretty bright. So this I need to get a little bit more paint on them. Paint on the brush. And boom. Just glazing this. And when it dries, it looks good. Making sure I keep the middle inside of that hole black. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I don't know. I'm just so excited to have this done. But it's funny though. I have loved painting these models. Maximus was hard, but I think Maximus was hard just from a psychological. I just got in my own head over it a little bit too much. And these other ones I've just been banging out, and I have loved it. Like it's seriously been, like I want to paint more Infinity a lot, like very badly. Like I have my own Infinity collection to paint, so I'm looking forward to doing that eventually. But I really want to get into the indie stuff and like the smaller creator stuff, the weird stuff, the Gardens of Hecate stuff, more miscast stuff. The Tanner Simpson models. I've even got some Gubin Gits coming. So I just got really cool stuff. And I want to spend time in that indie. I want to be one of the cool kids, I don't really know what to call it. It's like from the outside looking in, it very much seems like a Cali scene. Like not even California, but like a LA scene. I think is where a lot of that stuff is coming from. Or like the In Rust We Trust Discord, which I need to join, because it seems like a lot of the stuff I like is coming out of there. But I don't know. I'm just rambling while I'm painting. Are you guys hanging out? This should have been a live stream probably. Had a crazy day today. Just trying to settle down a little bit before bed. Had car problems. Cars currently at like the garage getting fixed, and it's just weird because like not normally, but there's a time in my life where I would have had it towed to my house and I would have fixed it because that's what I like doing. But now there's just no way that would ever happen. So it's at a garage. The garage is fixing it. It's an alternator and a battery. But it was crazy because I went out while I was driving, and you don't think about it's like a minivan. You don't think about how much electrical stuff is going on until you don't have it in the middle of your driving. Like even the gas pedal was like, nah, bro, we're not gonna work. So I don't know. I got into the office, got it there safely. But just getting that handled. You know, it just seems like there's always something. I'm really loving how this works. Like, I don't know. It's like almost like I'm falling in love with Scale 75 all over again. And it's not like perfect non-metal metallic, but it looks cool. I don't know. I'm very happy with it, especially for the amount of time I've spent, or really the amount of time I haven't spent doing it. And I think I need to like get better about thinking about how the light's going to be. And I think that would be the next thing, is like being a little bit more intentional with it instead of just vibing it. But I don't know. I just live according to the vibes anyway. So like, what makes this any different? It looks sick. We're shaping it up nicely. I should probably do a little bit more on the shirt. How dark is this going to be? I'm afraid. Need a little bit more water. Let's get it. By a little bit, I mean a lot more water. And let's darken this up a little bit. That's probably good. That's very wet. That is way too wet. And just hit it. Follow where the light is. Just a little bit on the tummy. Because I mean, it is black, but like you're gonna get the highlight's gonna almost be white even on a matte surface, especially like on fabric. So we'll see how that looks like after it dries. But I'm just going through. I've got the rest of these models over here. This one is gonna stay pretty dark, I think. Let me hit this mask. But I did the pants. The pants have like several glaze layers on them. But even looking at the box art, they're still pretty dark. And just being careful here. This is like, the models themselves are so small already. It's almost like impression painting. I think that's why I like it. Like you're painting the impression of stuff. And I got to figure out how I'm going to do these swords. Are these kukris? Kukris? Is that the correct term? I'm saying, I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Hopefully I'm at the point where nobody's watching anymore anyway. I don't know why anybody watches me, but thank you guys. Hang with me through these commissions. I have so many cool things I want to do that I'm like, seriously, it's like I can't stop thinking about it. And I think it's just because like I'm not able to do it that I'm thinking about it so much. Probably glaze one more over those pants. And I was maybe on the shoe a little bit here. Cool. The mask is almost done. Yeah, I'm just working through these guys. It's all the same. You know, I'm just putting less color on. I showed you the one in full. This has been a fun one. I'm having way more fun painting this than I thought I would. Especially with the red. I just like painting red a lot. So I'm hoping that this one turns out and it looks metallic-y enough. Especially just because of how much of this model is like actually the steel, because of like this whole little seat thing. I don't know, but I think I'm coming into my own. Like I'm finding my own like style of how I want to paint things, which is cool because I spent so much time, like literally 20 years at this point, just trying to paint like the heavy metal style and the box art style. And these Infinity models, like they don't have, nobody's made a tutorial on them, at least not one I could find. And like, I don't want to be a tutorial guy, but I probably should have. I guess if you're watching this, this is the Infinity tutorial on how to paint all these models. I don't even know what their names are. But how to poorly paint them. Because oh man, the name escapes me. Is it Juan Hidalgo? Is that who does the Corvus Belli official paint jobs? Is this such a disgustingly good painter, and someone who I've looked up to or admired. I don't know what the right word I'm looking for is. Respected for so long that like looking at his paint jobs, you can look at his paint job and think like, oh yeah, I could do that. But the more you look at it, the crazier it actually gets. But that's the level I want to aspire to be. But it's just made looking at Infinity models super intimidating sometimes, you know. But I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm figuring out like my style of painting, and then I want to kind of throw all this away and paint cool, like the crazy styles, like just keep trying new stuff. I'm really excited to get the next wave of Tanner Simpson models. I pre-ordered those. I said it a couple times in the last video, I think, or maybe this video, who knows. But those guys are just so weird and so cool. And they're just so unlike anything else I've ever painted that I'm just very excited to get my hands on them and play with them and do the things, you know. All right, she's looking good. She's shaping up. Put a little bit of highlights here. She's looking good. This guy right here, this guy was a challenge yesterday because I'm like getting all these little hexes painted. Let's see what we can do here. I've gotten very good at edge highlighting. I say that as I just butchered that one. I don't really know if I like the shoulder. I think I'm gonna have to come back and do something different on the shoulder. I'm gonna stick with it and keep highlighting it up, but I just don't know. And then these feet are like super gray. Like I don't even know if I think they might actually just be gray and it's not metal metallic. So I'm gonna do something different with the feet, I think. Cause I need a better look at the box again. But this stuff up here is all metally. Just quick, gentle touches. Like I said, the main thing I'm focusing on with these models, since I just want the end result to be tabletop level and like high quality tabletop, is brush control. And I'm gonna jinx it, but I haven't had to go back and touch up because I put paint somewhere I didn't want it to be. And I'm trying to go faster while still keeping the brush control. Because like honestly, I was a super slow painter. Like when this started, like I've done this, I've highlighted 1, 2, this is my 5th model. This is actually my 6th model. I did one off camera. That would have taken me a long time. And I think right now we're looking good. We're 20 minutes in. So 30 minutes and I've highlighted all of them. Do one more pass. I'll probably do one more pass of this. And definitely some white. But the trick to the white is using it very sparingly. And then I'll get... Those legs are rough. I definitely got to figure out something different for those legs. And not too happy with that shoulder either, but we'll figure that out too. Looking good though. Feeling good. Tomorrow I think I'll be able to get a lot of them done. And done is like done, hopefully. This guy. This little revolver has been fun to paint too. Like
chromed out little guy glinting in the sunlight, moonlight, the pale moon glow. I don't know. But yeah, I've gotten very well acquainted with this brush specifically. I desperately need to get some masters. I thought I had some, but I'm out, which is crazy because those things last forever. But I love this little guy. And I don't think I could get him anymore, because this is from Warcolors, and they're based in Cyprus. And I don't want to pay tariffs, which is just fucking crazy. Because apparently, unlike half the country, I actually know how tariffs work. Which is just nuts. What a crazy time to be alive. Everything sucks. Like, it's sometimes I look at it and I'm like, wow, I painted that. Like, this arm, that arm looks like a metallic paint. At least I think it looks like I did a really good job on the arm, if I do say so myself. And that's just a gray paint, the glazing, the grays, and the looks really good. And that's the thing too, is like these, I'm doing all the non-metallic at the same time, and I'm using the same colors for it all, but it's different types of metallics, just all based on how I what am I trying to say? How I glaze these. I think I gotta stop. I'm getting pretty damn sleepy and I'm talking crazy. But hey, that's how you do non-metallic on Infinity models. See you tomorrow when I hopefully finish all these dang things. Oh, look at this one's really good too. Let me show you this one. I did this one already. That machine gun is sick. And actually, let me go ahead and do the final pass. Final pass on it again because it looks so good. And like, this is supposed to be a chrome barrel on this, I think. But the body is darker. So I'm just putting some glints on it. Boop. I'm gonna leave the back alone for now because I gotta double check the box art. But this, I know how it's supposed to look. This is definitely chromed out. And I don't know how chrome works. I'm not a chrome scientist. I think I just stole that from Next Level Painting. Go watch Next Level Painting. The OG. I have so much of my painting knowledge to that dude. Him and Dr. Faust Painting Clinic. When I was a wee lad, looking at his actual website. I think he still makes video content. I need to look into that. Man, look at that. That gun looks sick. Okay. Okay, now I've highlighted... Have I highlighted everybody? Oh, I got this guy. I think I did this guy already, because this guy's got weird... Like, he's like... I need to make it green, I think. Might as well finish this guy while we're here. I'm pretty sure... what is it? I think it's white. Or I think it all needs to get tinted green. So maybe I'll leave this guy alone. Yeah, I'll leave this guy alone before I get too crazy. So I think that's it. This is my coffee cup. I almost have this ready. My fun little thing. I started painting the base and I made a mess. And it finally dried. Ooh, that is a wet white. My gracious. Okay. And I didn't realize how choppy this print was until I started painting it. It's pretty rough on the finish. And I think that's just because I supported it poorly. I don't think that's anything on the actual artist. So boom. We'll do that. This is looking decent. This is gonna be fun. That's a fun one because I really don't care. I just wanted to paint this to make it look like a coffee cup. What I actually am excited about is I'm gonna make it look like coffee spilling up out of it, which is the part that I'm learning and testing and figuring things out with. The rest of this was just me slapping paint on it, and then I'll put some flock on it because that texture looks pretty bad. I don't know why it looks like that. I think maybe the super glue caused it to react somehow. But all right, there we go. If you made it this long, thanks for watching. This is gonna be a very long one, but I'll see you tomorrow, where I'm hopefully getting almost done with Infinity. See you then.